Yeah, they can. I don't know how to tell if anyone's on.
How would you turn me on the show? Oh, that's starting.
Well, you can take my phone and go watch a show.
No,
It's on.
No one's talking.
No, I don't think anyone's on.
Because he had to watch a show, right? How do we watch a show instead?
It's super horrible looking.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if you want to watch a show, go ask the boys for a different one in the playroom.
How about I play birthday cake?
On my phone? Okay, go take it.
How about I play pizza game?
Okay, but you have to take it in the playroom. Or it'll be too loud. If there's anyone in here, say something in the chat because I don't know if anyone's in here. I don't know where to look.
It says it's not out.
Okay.
No, I'm doing it too fast.
Well, we will just hang out for a little bit and see if anybody shows up. You need to take that in the other room. That's too loud. Hey, Tina Ladybug. Thanks for coming in. Hang on, I'm going to try to shoo my 3-year-old out of here. Hey, Farmstead Smith. Hey. You have to go take this in the other room. Go take it in the other room. Sorry, it looks like my screen is really fuzzy. I don't know if it really is or if it just looks fuzzy to me. Yeah, that's why I was trying to kick her out of here because she's supposed to be out in the other room. We'll see if that works. Go knock on the door. They'll let you in. Sorry. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Thank you guys for coming in. I was kind of worried I was going to be all alone. Sadie, come here. Come here. Come here. Let's see if I can get my puppy to come over here. Come here, Sadie. Come here. Okay, come here. Oh. This is Sadie, our new puppy. Let's see. She is a Great Pyrenees, and she is 9.5 weeks old now. Huh. And she is so cute. Her name is Sadie. Oh, you're trying to lick me. Okay. You can go play. Run away. We'll see how many things she tries to eat while we are doing this live because we have never had a puppy before, but I knew they were a lot of work because I've had siblings who've had puppies and seen all the work they were, and she definitely lives up to that. And she could not get on our couch, so I'm going to go help her on the couch so she'll stop crying during the video. is your pig. Oh no, I missed it. There you go. Okay. Yes, I am Mountain Standard Time. We live in Wyoming. So obviously this may not be lunchtime for everyone, but it is our lunchtime. We've already eaten lunch. But I have a cookie left over for the rest of my lunch. We made peanut butter cookies homemade today. And I'll have a video coming out Tuesday of how we made our peanut butter cookies. Oh, Farmstead, trying bread. I have a lot of hard times with bread. I've heard that the altitude out here can be part of the issue with making bread. I need to keep playing with it. I actually grew up in Oregon, and when I lived out there, I could make amazing bread all the time. But out here, my bread never turns out. Oh, 11 in Oregon. Yep, and that's where all my family is in Oregon. Hey, come on, Homestead. Or homesteading. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I am curious what kind of bread you are making, Farmstead Smith. Sourdough sounds really good, though. Hey, Along the River Homestead. I just watched your chick video, and I left a comment for you about what kind of chickens we like. That was actually one thing we were going to talk about, or I was going to talk about today, is we just placed our order for some of the new poultry that we are getting this year. So I'll show you guys really quick if I can make the share screen work. Okay, so the first thing that we are getting is we are getting Royal Palm turkeys. So my boys will be doing 4-H again this year. And last year we did goats, but one of our goats died right before fair and we didn't have a backup animal. So this year we decided to have a backup animal for each of our boys. So their main thing they're going to sell at fair is goats. But if that doesn't work out, we got these Royal Palm turkeys for them to also raise for fair. The Royal Palm turkey is a heritage breed. And so part of the reason we're getting a heritage breed is we want to be able to keep at least a mating pair of a tom and a hen, possibly 2 hens and a tom, depending on what we get. We ordered 6. With our past experience, we have found turkeys are notorious at dying. We've had several drown themselves. So we bought 6, hoping for at least a breeding pair and a couple extra for our boys. So those are our turkeys. And then the other things we ordered was these are the Partridge Cochin Standard Chicken. We knew we wanted some Cochin chickens because Cochins are really good at sitting on eggs and hatching them. We've been trying to hatch several kinds of breeds of chicks and ducklings the last couple of years, and the other breed chickens we have are not good at sitting, and they would always abandon the nest about halfway through. So we knew we wanted to get some Cochins, and then the reason why I picked this one is you can see these feathers. Sorry, it's not very big on the screen, but that's the partridge style. They kind of make little points painted in each feather, and I just think they're beautiful. So we went with the Partridge Cochin Standard Chicken. And we got a couple of those hens. The next one we are getting is this one. Along the River said that she was considering it. It's the salmon favorole. I'm not sure how you say it. We've never had these ones before. We just thought they looked really cool. We ordered a couple hens of this breed as well. And then the last one that we ordered is the Delaware chicken. I don't love white chickens because either they get dirty or they get sun bleached, which means their white feathers turn yellow. But this breed is a nice large breed, so you could use them for meat. And then they also are very good layers. So we decided, even though I don't love white chickens, to get a couple hens of this. Farmstead Smith, isn't there a way? Oh, I figured out how to show comments. So we haven't done any meat animals yet because I'm a wimp. Yep. So we actually are going through and looking at possibly getting some heritage meat chickens this year. We have done the specifically the Cornish cross meat birds, and they are great and they do develop really quickly and they are great for eating. We just recently had a whole roasted one the other day. The only downside to them is that they take a lot of feed and they can develop health issues with their legs and feet. But if you kind of watch them, it's not as, we haven't had a large issue with it. The reason why we're considering heritage meat ones is now that we have our 5 acres, we can pasture raise them and it's less kind of force feeding food down them. So it'll save us a little money on the feed end. It will take longer for them to get to size, but also the other benefit is we can keep breeding pairs and breed our own heritage meat chickens, where I've seen a couple of things where people have tried raising the Cornish cross to breed and they've had issues with it because of their health issues. Okay. Okay, so Farmstead Smith says, I have salmon faves. They are dumb. Okay, well, we'll see how it goes with them. It's our first time with them. I think we only ordered 2 just for fun. Part of also when we're looking to order chickens, we do show at 4-H at the fair. And so we are looking for kind of birds that aren't around here very much. Farmstead Smith, I really like the blue Langshan's. I'm not sure how to say that. They're a good dual purpose. I haven't actually seen that breed, so I will have to look them up. Okay, let's see. So those are our new chickens coming. We will, the reason we ordered these ones now is because we needed to get the turkeys early so that they were ready for my kids for fair. So we had to order some chickens with it to meet the minimum ordering number. But we will be ordering our meat chickens after a couple months. We don't like to order our meat chickens in the winter because out here it doesn't start getting warm till April, May. And to keep meat chickens in, and they get big and they poop a lot all during the cold time, is a really big pain in the butt. So we like to wait till it's a little bit warmer. Yeah, so we're super excited for our new chicks. The other thing, which I don't know if I pulled up the links to them, but we also just ordered all of our trees and some raspberries and some other shrubs and bushes and berry bushes. We just ordered those to start our own small mini food forest. What? Okay, go grab one. And so we're really excited about that. We ordered from Raintree. They sell with the bare root tree stock. I've seen a lot of really good reviews on that. So we decided to go the Raintree route and order our food forest plants that way. We'll probably add more in the future, but we really wanted to get some trees and plants in the ground so they can start growing and in the future produce for us.
Mom, here. Do you want one?
No, thank you.
Okay.
There you go. Last one.
Can I have one?
Yep. Okay, so Farmstead Smith said why she says the salmon favorals are done is because they wouldn't go down the ramp to get water. That's kind of like the issues we've had with turkeys, where they won't do things that make sense. Like we had water for them and they constantly would try to escape to our duck pen, and then they'd go drown in that water, even though they had fresh water right there for them. It was so frustrating. So, yeah. Along the river, trees is the goal for 2021 for us as well, but we wanted to make sure we owned our house first. Buying is stressful. Yes, we just bought our house back at the very end of October. We've been trying for over a year to buy our place. I know a lot of people say to not buy trees, right off the gate, but we've been kind of watching the property. We know where the water is, how it flows, how we're going to get water to the trees and keep it irrigated. So we feel comfortable buying some trees now. We have no trees on our property right now, so we'd really like to get some in the ground. Farmstead Smith said started planting last year. So what kind of trees did you plant last year? And remind me what your name is. I watch your lives and I'm horrible with names, so I know who you are, but I can't remember your name. Along the river, yes, we were house hunting last year. We actually were under contract on like 4 different places, and it just seemed like something happened with each one that made it fall through, and so it was really stressful. But in the end, it all just kind of came together. We ended up having a friend make an offer on our place before we even made an offer on the place we ended up, this place that we bought. And this place was pretty much exactly what we wanted, and it was under our budget, so it definitely all came together in the end. That's really interesting that they let you pay half up front and half when they shipped. With Raintree, you do have to pay it all up front, but I really liked that I could order them, know that I'm getting what I wanted, and that they would ship them when it was right for ours. But I'll definitely have to look at Antiquity. Are they, Adrian, I see your name on there. Is Antiquity, are they bare root stock or are they potted? So Adrian said, I planted some apples and peaches and nectarines. No real hope for the nectarines. It was cheap, but had to try because I like them. Yeah, we ended up ordering a couple different kinds of apples. We ordered a plum, an apricot, which I'm really hoping does well. So before we bought this house, we lived about an hour away, and we had a friend who had an apricot tree, and it was huge, and it produced tons of apricots every year. And she'd let us come pick, and my kids loved the apricot. So I'm really hoping our apricot tree works. And then we got, I think, 2 pear trees and a cherry tree. I really wanted Nat King cherries, but they were sold out. And peaches don't do well out here, even though we love peaches. I've seen some cold hardy peaches, but every time I look, they're sold out. So I don't know if we'll try those in the future. Yeah, and then the other shrubs and bushes we got a couple types of raspberries. We got some salmon berries. We got one that I had never seen before. It's called a thimbleberry. It looked like a tiny little miniature raspberry, but it's supposed to be really good for our growing zone, which was kind of nice. So you got mulberries and more peaches on order, maybe some Asian pear. We looked into mulberries, and I've seen kind of mixed stuff. They're supposed to work in our growing zone, but some things I've read say that our growing zone is too cold for the berries to actually form. So I looked at buying those this year, but I ended up not, just because, I don't know, I didn't want to pay for them and not have it work. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't even think about that, putting Christmas lights on your peaches so that the frost doesn't kill them. That's a really good idea. I wonder how well that works, because we get really late frosts out here, and that's our biggest struggle with fruit trees. At our last place, we had some apples, and we did grow some apples on them. But one year I think we had a frost out in January, and it ended up killing all the baby apples that were starting on our apple tree. So frost out here can be a big issue. So Britton Farm Homestead, they got goji berries. I have not tried goji berries before. That sounds really cool. Now I want to open up Raintree and see what all we really ordered that I haven't told you. Yeah, definitely. I know we've got a big project on our hands when those trees come out here. We don't have the plot completely prepped, and I'm not sure exactly what what all we're gonna do to prep the ground for that. Right now, where we're thinking of putting it, there's some sagebrush there and some grasses there, but it's not very thick. And the soil, it's kind of like a sandy, loamy soil. And so we're not really sure. We want to do at least like a mulch layer of either hay, because we've done the Ruth Stout method before and found that really works well, or doing a wood chip mulch, which we've done on our past trees, and that's worked well for that too. Says, I'm in zone 5. Someone in my area has done it and it worked for her. Keeps, and I'm keeping my trees tiny, grow a little fruit tree method so I can work with them myself with no ladder. And that's a great idea. We went with semi-dwarf to dwarf trees for all of ours. I know they say they don't last as long, but we didn't want anything super crazy tall ourselves. And we are actually in zone 4B, so we get really cold. So I definitely had to be careful with what I was ordering, making sure that not only was it cold tolerant, but also that it could survive, because we are a desert climate, and we are planning on irrigating the trees and putting like a drip line soaker system out to them. But we need something that isn't a super thirsty, water dominant needing tree. Hang on, I'm looking up our order. Oh, here we go. Okay. Oh, I totally forgot this part of our order. So let me share what all we got. It's this one. So the ones I left, oh, it's going to be tiny. You can't see it. So I will just tell you what we got.
Mom, can I have a cookie?
I'm on my life. Yes. We got some currants. That was something that. Okay, so you're in kind of the same situation. Yeah. Cold, desert, short growing season, definitely all of us. So we got some currants. When we were in our last home, we had red currants that we really liked. So we ordered some black. I don't think I ordered red currants. I just ordered black currants because before we moved, I took a bunch of cuttings of our red currant, and I'm really hoping they survived. But we'll see. We also ordered a couple types of strawberries because my kids love strawberries. So fingers crossed I can get them to grow. Last place, we did not have a lot of luck with strawberries. We also ordered an autumn olive, which is a nitrogen fixer. It does have edible fruit on it, but it sounds like it doesn't taste great. But I mostly got it as a nitrogen fixing plant. We got some gooseberries, that little thimbleberry I told you about. With our raspberries, I did get like a regular red raspberry, but we also got the fall golden raspberry. We ordered a couple types of chestnut trees because those are supposed to do well in our area. I ordered an elderberry plant because I really want my own elderberry plant. We love homemade elderberry syrup. 2 kinds of pears, a couple apples, plum, apricot, and the cherry. So that's what we ordered for our trees. Okay, so Adrian asked, where is my family from? So I grew up in the Milwaukee area, so just south of Portland. My family's all moved up north to Scappoose. So That's where my family is from. I am the black sheep that left Oregon, and everyone is so sad about it. But we love going back to visit. You needing one more for, yes, we did end up getting more than one elderberry. Sorry, I said one, but we got two. We did check pollinators for all our plants. So the plants that needed pollinators, we made sure to either get two or because some of them need different varieties. So we made sure, like, that was one nice thing with rain trees. It would tell you which ones needed them. Okay, so from the valley, lived in Wilsonville. Yep, know right where Wilsonville is. I've been there many times. Yeah, we moved after I got married. We lived in Utah for several years for college. Then we moved out here to Wyoming we moved back to Oregon for a year. We were hoping to do our master's program out there. Moved back to Utah because my husband didn't get into Portland. And so then we finished up school in Utah, moved to Wyoming for his first job. He's a therapist. And then we've grown to like it out here. And so we've stayed put. Some of our other projects for this year that we really need to get done, and hopefully we get done, is we need to build a barn. And our biggest struggle with building our barn right now is figuring out where to put it. Our property is kind of a blank slate. Like I said, there's no trees. There was no outbuildings when we got here other than a little chicken coop. And so we need to build our barn and figure out where in the world we're going to put it. We've kind of moved the location 4 or 5 times. And so hopefully I've got an idea today of where I'd like to put it now. Our big struggle is we don't want to use up any of our pasture grass area to put this barn in. Our property is kind of like 2 different like ecosystems. The top half where our house is all kind of sagebrush desert. We even have a couple of cacti on it. But then the bottom half of our property is all grass and pasture, and there's an irrigation that runs through it. So we don't want to use any of that pasture area for things that other than pasture if we don't have to. And so that's one of our big projects, is trying to figure out where we're putting this barn, exactly how we're going to build it. We've gotten a lot of the supplies for it. But yeah, that's kind of a big project we're trying to figure out. We want to get it built as soon as the ground thaws enough to get our poles in it, because we're doing kind of a pole barn style for that barn. And we keep going back and forth. So how our permits work out here is if it's under 200 square feet, you don't have to get a permit. So part of it, we're tempted to make 2 small kind of shed barns that are under 200 square feet. Then we don't have to get a permit. But then again, the permit's only $50, and then them having to check and make sure it's fine. So do we just build it the size we really want and pay that $50 and make sure it's up to the code they want? Or do we skip that and build 2 small barns? I don't know. We still don't know. We haven't really made that decision. What? What? Potty? Then you have to go with Sam. Well, you gotta go with Sam. I can't right now. Do you want to come sit here with me for a minute? Then you have to go with Sam. And then you can have a cookie. Yeah? Okay. The other project that Paisley, you're killing me. The other project that we want to do this spring is we want to fence in our perimeter of our property. Sadie, who I showed you, is our kind of livestock guardian dog, though we're more training her as a farm dog. We don't have a lot of predators out here, but we want to get our property fenced in so she has the room to roam and to move about and not feel kind of stuck inside the house all the time. So what spring projects do you guys have, or spring, summer 2021 projects do you guys have? I know we, along the river, talked about getting her chickens. And I know Adrian talked about, I think she said she was getting more trees this year. Now I have to go back and look. But I'm just curious along the river said she was doing trees this year. So I'd love to know what projects you guys are doing. Are there new animals you're wanting to try? Are you wanting to expand your garden? For us, there's a lot we're trying to get done, and we have to keep telling ourselves we don't have to do it all this year, because moving into a new place, we don't have gardens in place. We don't have animals in place. And there's just a lot that we want to get done. We definitely would love to get some gardens in, but it's really not the top of our priority list. The reason why is because the fencing is more important. The barn is more important. But the gardens are really important too, that's the hard thing, is knowing which thing I guess is the most important. Trying to think, what are some of our other goals this year? I think one big goal that I'd really like to do is to try to grow my channel some more. Last year, we just kind of had one hit after another, with just some family issues and some community issues, I guess is how I'd say that. And it made it so that I just had to let go of YouTube at the time. But I feel like now that we're in our place and things are a little more calmed down, that I'd really like to get back to growing our channel again. Adrian, we are taking down 2 of our raised beds and replacing them with metal beds because of rodents. Okay. So are you having rodent issues as in like gophers or moles, or rodent issues as in like mice type thing? So is the metal, I guess, keeping them out from digging underneath? Or is that, I don't know. I'm just curious what the metal's gonna do, I guess. Okay, so mice and pack rats. You need to go right now. We thankfully don't have a lot of those. Well, we have mice. We have mice out here, which we are considering getting cats for mousers, but I don't know how well that's going to work. I've seen like prairie dogs out in the desert out here, but I've not seen any like prairie dog holes on our property. That's one thing that I'm really curious what kind of pests we're going to run into out here. In our last place, again, we lived an hour away. We had tons of deer and tons of rabbits. And go tell Sam, please. He's in your room.
No.
Sam, I need you to help her.
I have dry undies.
Oh, you do? Okay, good. Sorry, totally lost my train of thought. Yes, my kids are going to be totally disrupting this whole time. We homeschool, so our kids are here all day. And I used to do my lives at night when my husband was home, but our internet is horrible out here, as you can probably tell, because it looks like my screen is really fuzzy. So you can tell me whether or not if it looks horribly fuzzy to you or not. But so yeah, they'll interrupt and I'll probably lose my train of thought. But I'm very curious what kind of pests we're going to end up having, because our last place, it was rabbits and deer. Out here, we do have pronghorn, which are like antelope. But I haven't seen any rabbits out here. Well, I think my family saw one. I didn't see it though. No. Where am I at? Totally lost my space. Okay, so along the river, terrible problem with chipmunks and voles. Yeah, I've seen squirrels out here every once in a while, but I've never seen a chipmunk out here. But you have ground squirrels like us, they're annoying, but not as bad as, yeah. And so I've seen ground squirrels like more, we have the desert is like just behind our property, and I've seen them out there, but I've yet to see any on our actual property. But I would assume they'll come this way, especially once I start growing stuff to eat. Okay, Okay, we have pronghorn too, but they're scared and they don't come close. See, we get a herd of probably 30 pronghorn that, so on the other side of our property, there's this giant hay field and they will go through our property to get to that hay field. And so I don't know how much of an issue the pronghorn will be. I just know we have like 30 or more that come through our property at least a couple times a week. Sometimes daily, depending on how long they're here. But that's just one of my concerns. They are very flighty. That's part of the reason why we got Sadie, hoping that she will help encourage them to stay out of our property. Since I fenced in the garden, well, it's only the small things we have to worry about that can fit through 1 inch wire. Yeah. And see, that's a big reason why we want to do the perimeter fencing and the garden fencing. Pepe, you gotta be quiet. And so hopefully the fencing will happen earlier than later before I put gardens in. If not, if we don't get the perimeter fencing done by the time we start putting stuff in the ground, we will fence those off with temporary fencing. Yeah. So, and I have no clue how big of a garden we'll do this year. We haven't even had time to really talk about it. I'm not planning on starting any seeds indoors this year because I don't have a plan of what we're doing. Well, that's just something that we're going to have to grow next year. Then go with Sam.
No.
Sam, I need you to come encourage her to go potty with you. Well, then you're going to have a problem. Get lots of cuddles from this one. So did anyone have like New Year's resolutions, goals for the new year that you set? He's going to help you. Or take her to go play boop people. You're going to go boop.
No.
Go. Go. Well, we may have screaming the rest of this live. We won't go too much longer because my kids are going to start going crazy. But New Year's resolutions, our New Year's resolutions, my one big one that I made, because I'm actually not a big goal setter, like New Year's goal setter, is to just have fun. That was one thing that my son was talking to me about, was just trying to find more fun things to do, because last year was so stressful, so crazy. So I definitely want to have more fun this year. I totally get that you just want to survive because it has been crazy lately. So surviving is key. Yeah, and so, oops. Adrian, that's totally why I don't normally set like New Year's goals, because it always seems like they never happen. I like small, short goals, but I think just setting the goal of having fun is so like generic that I'm able to just be like, okay, we're doing homeschool. How can I make that more fun? Hey, we're working on a project. How can we make that more fun? But so that's been my fun little goal. This is always my problem with lives, is I feel like I don't know what to talk about after I run out. And it's not working very well with kids, is it? It's hard because there's such a lag between your comments and my posts. Okay, come here. Where's my phone? Can you go find it? I need you to bring it back. Thatcher didn't bring it back. Oh. So Adrian said, oh, come on. I'm sorry. For my channel, I want to keep up my 1 time a week upload at least. Yeah, I've been wanting to get close to, like, my goal was to do 2 times a week. I don't know how well that's going to work. I'm not sure if for growth, if 2 is better, is 1 better. I know they say making sure you have a schedule and sticking to a schedule helps a lot. So Right now, my goal is 2 times a week. We'll see how well I do with that. Come on. Oh my goodness. Sorry, I'm having an issue with saying which ones to show the comments. Okay. Well, hello, Big Dreams Homestead. So Along the River says she's trying. Oh my goodness. These are not working. She's trying for a 1 time a month upload. We're having an issue. It's showing the comments. It keeps clicking the wrong one. Which I guess that makes sense 1 time a month. If you can stick with it and do that, then that's awesome. I don't know why. I don't know if it's an internet issue, but it's having a hard time. There we go. It's showing the comments. So Adrian said, whatever you can keep up with that doesn't stress you out is best. And so right now my plan was to do because I like to do homesteading videos and recipe videos. And I know some people say we'll make 2 different channels, but I cannot do that. That's partially why I don't have a Facebook for my channel is it's one more thing to keep up with. And I just don't have the energy to do that. But my plan is to do on Tuesdays a recipe or something cooking that I would normally do with our homestead or our family. And then Fridays to do something that's kind of more farm related. And then I don't know if I'll keep doing the Wednesday lives. Nope, I can't read a book. Go tell Sam I need him. Hurry. As you can see, it's been kind of wild with the kids. So we'll see if these Wednesday lives keep happening. So YouTube is not a priority for me. I love the friends I made on YouTube, but it's not the goal to even make money for me. Support my friends where I can. So the whole point of why I started YouTube was to give back to the community, to share. I feel like I've learned a lot from YouTube, but then I struggle with putting all that time and energy and not doing some of the things that it would take to become not monetized. Because if I'm going to give up time for my family and my farm to make videos, I would love to make something back in the future from it, though that may not happen. Hello, Mulberry Branch Farm. Thank you for stopping by. Maybe if I can get this. There we go. Yeah, thank you for coming in. Seems like we're all doing good, just kind of chatting and hanging out. And so does anyone else have any more plans of what they're doing for 2021 on their farm, property, homestead? Any new things you're getting or projects you're trying to get done this year? Oh.
My rocket.
Looks like Sadie woke up from her nap. You can see her right there. Her favorite place to sleep, excuse me, her favorite place to sleep is on the tile by the door. She either likes this door or we have a sliding glass door that she loves to sleep on. Let's see. What? Yes, you can. You can say hi.
Hi.
We have crazy hair right now, but we like crazy hair, huh?
Why is there speaking here?
We're not, they're talking down here.
Oh, they're not speaking.
They aren't.
No. They're not.
Oh, it finally showed the comment. Just set up my second monitor while watching, and I'm so excited. That's awesome. I don't think I have room on my desk for a second monitor. We have a second computer with a monitor, like a full, another desktop, but it's not as good as this one. And we mostly use it for our kids' homeschool lessons. Are you leaving?
No.
You're not.
I'm just showing them my hand.
Did you eat your cookie?
Oh, God.
All gone?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, cool. A movable arm so you can move the screen around. That's cool. Sorry, I'm eating my cookie because I'm hungry. Come on. Okay. Mulberry Branch Farm. We're working on a duck house for our new Muscovy ducks. When the weather breaks, we're going to clear more room for our pigs. So I'm curious. We have raised Cayuga and Khaki Campbell ducks. And I've heard that Muscovy are so much better. Are they just bigger? Do they taste better? I'm just curious. Oh, bye, Adrian. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. I totally appreciate it because I was terrified nobody would come. But Mulberry Branch Farm, we also are considering pigs. What kind of pigs are you getting? You're gonna have to go ask Sam to let her out. Cookies are life. Cookies and donuts are my weakness. Yes. We just cannot have them in the house or I'm going to eat them for sure. We made these cookies for my video next week, but I also made them partly as a bribe to keep my kids busy and happy while I was making this video. Sam, Sadie needs to go. So we love cookies. Okay, they seem to be a lot cleaner mud-wise. They don't quack. I love them. So with your Muscovies, when you say they're cleaner mud-wise, do they keep their water cleaner or are they just less in the mud outside of it? Because part of our issue with ducks is the water is so nasty all the time. And it's kind of a pain to always keep it clean. So we're actually considering getting rid of our ducks at this point because we're really kind of tired of the mess. We aren't getting a lot from them. Go and go. You're right in it. Yeah. Oops, that was the wrong one. Gotta get back to work. Catch you later. Thank you so much for coming, Chrissy. I totally appreciate it. Okay, so you have Coonies. We are kind of between Coonies and Mangalitsa pigs. Obviously, we get really cold out here in the wintertime, and so I was kind of leaning more towards Mangalitsa pigs because I was hoping since they're more furry that they will do better in the winter time. But I've read Coonies are pretty good too, but we want a pasture pig for sure. So those are kind of the two on the top of our list. That's part of the reason why we haven't gotten anything yet is because we still haven't really made the decision. Okay, so this is about the Muscovy ducks. Yes, they don't get in their water and swim like other ducks do. Okay, well, maybe that's what we need to do because we tried the Khaki Campbells and they were mean. So then we switched to the Cayugas because I liked the gray dark eggs. But go close the door. The wind's opening it. But they don't lay a lot, and we didn't love when we ate them. So maybe Muscovies are what we need to try next in the duck realm. Britain Farm Homestead. Do you have any goals or new projects that you're working on this year? Oh, I know one goal that I forgot to mention that we really want to do this year is, so we heat our house by wood with a wood stove. And so last year we moved in late October. We were not able to get any firewood till around November. And so it was really cold getting the firewood and splitting it. And we were, -degree days out there splitting firewood. We did get a log splitter, which was a huge help. But this year we want to get out and get firewood way before it starts getting cold. We're kind of planning some camping trips to where we get our firewood, and then we can, throughout the time we're camping, just go get, a log here and there and not be in a big rush. So we definitely want to build up on firewood. We just got, it's called a Magic Heat, and it's for putting on the chimney of the wood stove. And it's basically lets you blow a fan over the the smoke and the heat to get more of that heat into your house. And so that's another thing that we want to try. Clipping wings is a must with Muscovies, though. They're roosting ducks, so they'll fly up to perch at night. And we are actually planning to build a new chicken area. Currently, right now, the top is not covered, and we want to build a completely new run and have it completely enclosed in. We have such a big issue with wild birds and them pooping everywhere. And then there are big hawks out here. We haven't had an issue at this point of hawks getting our chickens, but we know that's a possibility in the future. We've already seen them checking out the place. We just know it can be an issue out here. So,
can you hold the door?
Yeah, I'll come lock it. Hang on. We're super windy, so it keeps blowing open. There you go.
And I put the pot right there.
We actually just got dumped with a bunch of snow today. So, and it's crazy windy and chilly today. We yesterday hit 40 degrees, which is crazy out here. We're in Wyoming. And today I think it's a high of like 20, which is more normal for the winter time. What?
Can you clean up the play-doh?
No, not right now. Go ask Sam if he'll help you.
No,
Or Colton.
no, you
But I think we're probably going to go ahead and end this live. It seems like we're down to 2 people, and it's been about an hour. I'm actually off to get my hair cut today, which is the first time in a very long time, and I'm super excited to get it cut. But thank you guys for those who came in and were watching and chatting with us. I'm hoping I'm going to go back and watch this and see how fuzzy the picture and the sound ended up being. I may continue to do these Wednesday lives. I may not. Part of it depends how many people can really come during the day. I know evenings are better for most people, but I really like doing the lives and getting to know people, and it's fun to chat with people. So I will talk to y'all later. Bye.